Hi, I'm Paul Battaglia, and this is Section 7.6, Linear Programming. What I love about Section 7.6 is it's a great culmination of all the students' hard work in Chapter 7, and they really get to put all the things together. I brought Gabe and Brittany in today, and they're going to talk to you a little bit about structuring a lesson to really get the most out of your students' experience with linear programming. Brittany, start us off. Talk to us a little bit about the vocabulary they're going to encounter.
All right, so the students are going to encounter two new terms.
Okay.
The objective function and constraints.
Okay.
The objective function is what they want to minimize or maximize depending on what the problem states or what the application is asking for.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then the constraints are just the restrictions on this objective function.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Gabe, talk to us a little bit about what students kind of have to do in order to get themselves really up to speed before we do applications and such.
So really, as you said, this section really is a culmination of the whole chapter.
Okay.
So it actually involves some maybe solving systems of equations.
Sure.
Normally 2 equations because they're trying to find the vertices of where 2 lines might intersect.
Okay.
And it also has a little bit to do with what we talked about in the previous section where we're talking about systems of inequalities.
Right.
So students have to know how to be able to graph these systems to even begin finding their vertices. So to figure out the region in which they want to either maximize or minimize their objective function.
Perfect. And I think what you might want to do as a teacher is perhaps encourage them to use multiple colors maybe to kind of organize themselves, label all their vertices as they find them as these equations intersect, or these inequalities, I guess we can say. And then I think lastly, if you feel your students are ready for applications, try and be diligent about the ones that they're doing with them or even sending them to do on their own. I think it's very important that we know our class and also that we really stress to them the importance when we're dealing with applications and real life problems of defining a variable, of making sure we understand what we're going to make X or what we're going to make Y, so that as we go through these problems, it's not lost on us what the solution actually represents. I hope these tips have been helpful for you and you find much success in Section 7.6.